Hello, everybody, and welcome to this live stream. Okay, so today we're going to be building a landing page, and I'm going to show you how you can build this landing page from the beginning to the end using just Elementor and one other plugin that we can use to add extra features to our website. So this is what we're going to be building. We have this simple landing page here. So this landing page can be used to build any type of digital products you want to build, you want to sell rather. So you can just follow the steps I used to create this landing page and just use to create any landing page for yourself, be it your website, maybe for your business website or for selling digital products. But for this tutorial, we're going to be focusing on selling courses. So this landing page is for someone who wants to sell a course. Although I didn't really design it to, I didn't really niche down the design to selling courses only because I just wanted to be like a general type of landing page that you can use to sell any type of products you want to sell. So we have this simple hero section here that says upskill yourself and build a sustainable career, which shows that the person is about to sell the course. And we have a subheading that says the only online course you need to become a web designer. We have this big learn more button here. And also you can have one image here. This image is going to showcase maybe you can just use any type of image, but for this one I used the dashboard of one of my LMS websites that I created using Elementor and one free LMS plugin which is called Tutorial LMS. The tutorial is coming soon on this channel too. So moving on, we have this next section that says comprehensive but clear approach to web design. So here you can just, if you're using this landing page for other type of products, you can just use this one to list out the features. Let's say you're selling a software, you can use this section to list out the features of the software. And for this case that I'm selling a digital product, which is a course, I just decided to create 3 sections here. Although I use the same details, but you can change this when you're creating yours. So this is in-depth lessons. This second one can be 24/7 live support, and the third one can also be anything else you want to use. Now moving on, we have what people are saying. You can add testimonials here, so it can move people to buy your products that you're trying to sell to them. Because when they see good news from people that have actually purchased your products, it's going to serve as a green light for them to go ahead and purchase the products from you also. And then here we can have logos for our clients. Let's say you have some notable people that have patronized your bought your softwares or are using your service currently. You can showcase them here so as to build trust in those that wants to buy your product also. And lastly, we have this call to action button here that you can actually use to let people purchase the course or any other thing you're selling after pitching everything to them from beginning to the end. So this is going to be a call to action button, a call to action section A that says begin your journey as a web designer. We have another heading here that says join a community of 10,000 plus students, and we have this big enroll now button. So this is what we're going to be building today. It's a simple landing page, and let's just get started with the tutorial process right away. So here, this is the website I'm going to be using, yt.thewpbro.com, and I'm just going to log in into my back end now. Okay, so here, this is how your backend is going to look for WordPress. This is where you can do everything that you want to do pertaining to the backend of your website. So here, you're just going to come down to pages and select add new. All right. So for this tutorial, I'm using a theme called Ocean WP. So depending on the theme you're using, there might be some options here that might not be available for you, but I can assure you that everything works the same. So first thing you want to do is to give it a title. We're going to give it the THEWPBRO live stream. All right. Now this settings here is for Ocean WP. So if you're not using Ocean WP, you might not see these settings here. But once you want to do is that come down to this section and change this template from default template to Elementor full width. And if you're using Ocean WP like me, come down to title here and select the table. I want to publish this page right now. Click on publish. Okay, so the page has been published. What I want to do now is to edit this page with Elementor. So we're going to click on edit with Elementor. Okay, so we have Elementor fully loaded up now. What we're going to do is to start creating these websites, this landing page properly. So, okay, you must have Elementor installed, which is a plugin. Let me show you the plugin here. Let me just do one thing. Let me add the secure HTTPS. Just 1 second. I want to show you the plugins we're going to be using for this tutorial, and let's log into the backend. Okay, let's come down to plugins and select installed plugins. Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm going to be using Elementor and ElementsKit Lite. These are the two plugins that I'm going to be using for this tutorial, for this live stream. So let's go back to our Elementor dashboard and let's start building these websites immediately. So first thing I want to do is to click on this plus icon here and choose this first option. So here we have some few elements we're going to drag in. Let's open our page. Let's open the page for this. I already created the demo page like I showed you earlier before we started this live stream. Let me just open this. Okay, so we have one section here, and this section is going to contain this heading, this subheading, this button, and also this image. So that's what we're going to do right now. First thing first, let's drag in the heading elements. Click on these 6 dots here and drag in heading. Also click on the 9 dots. Click on this 9 dots here. I think it's called, I've forgotten the name of the button, Rubik's Cube or something like that, and drag in this text editor. Okay, let's check again. Okay, we need to drag in our button now. Click on the button again and drag in the button widget. And lastly, we're going to drag in our image elements, which is this. Okay, so this is what we're going to customize. That is going to give us this exact type of landing page. This is the exact type of hero section on this landing page. So let's start customizing this. 1 second, please. Let me quickly check something. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to click on this heading element here, and let's come back here and copy this text here just to make things easy. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here in this box here. Now, this is what I did here. Upskill yourself and build a sustainable career. So we're going to break this section here. Okay, what we're going to use is this HTML tag. This is what we're going to use to break this title section. So we're going to break it like this, and we're going to center it at the middle. We're going to put it at the middle at this alignment option here. So moving on to the second subheading, here, I'm going to copy this text and come down to subheading, and I'm going to paste the text here. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do also is to align this text to the center. Come to style and align it to the center. And lastly, we're going to align this button also to the center. Click on the button and align it to the center. Okay, now let's start styling this text elements here. So for this heading, this upskill yourself and build a career, come to styles, and under typography, search for Sora. That's the fonts we're going to be using for these websites. So search on Sora and click on it. And also the next thing we're going to do is to change the size. The size for the desktop is going to be 50 pixels, and the width and every other thing are going to remain the same. Nothing is going to change at that at this option. We're going to leave everything as it is, and then come down to line height. The line height is responsible for giving enough space between the first line and the second line. So we're just going to use something like 1.3 EM. Remember to change it to EM, and let's say 1.35. Okay, this is good. This is good. You can check you can check out how the element looks like before you can continue, and if it is okay by you, you can just leave it and then continue right away. Now moving on, we need to change the color. So for this one, we're going to be using this color code 1B, 1C, 1E. So this is the color code we're going to be using. It is a black color, but it is not that black, so it is easily it is better for you to use it is better for you to use colors that are nearly black and not completely black, so that it can be easy for people to read the content on your website. So we're done with this section here. What we need to do is to make this section this word color blue, and also this word color blue. So what I used for this is an HTML tag. That is what I used for this section. So what we're going to do now is to come to contents, and here at this upskill, we're going to use an HTML tag. So I'm going to put the tag in the description below, so you can easily just copy the tag and then paste it on your website. But I'm going to just write it out now. This span style, and then we're going to add is equal to quotation mark, and this is where we're going to add the color, and we're going to put the color code for this tutorial. We're going to use 0055DE. all right, and then we're going to close this. Now we're going to add this upskill, so that it's not going to add this color blue to every other text on it. So we're going to add this to just the upskill only. So we're going to close this section, and we're going to come down to this side here, this upskill side here, and we're going to close the span tag that we opened here. I don't know how best to explain this HTML stuff, but I'm just going to put the code down for you in the description below, so you can just copy and then follow my steps. So we're going to close the tag here. All right, and we're going to give it a space. So this is how you can add different colors to your heading using the HTML tag that I just used just now. So the next thing we're going to do is to add it to this sustainable career also. So what I'm just going to do is to copy this, and then come down to this section and paste it here. I'm going to cut this sustainable career, and I'm going to replace it with upskill. So this is how we can just create this amazing looking headline here. Now moving on to the next section, we have this subheading. Now click on this widget here, this subheading widget, and we're going to change the color also. We're going to use the same color 1B, 1C, 1E. Now come down to typography and select Sora. We're going to use Sora throughout this tutorial, and the font size should be around 15, or let's say 16. You can just play around with everything to see which one works best for you. Okay, the changes are not reflecting. Let's first update this page here. Okay, now let's see what's going on. Okay, I'm just going to cut this, and okay, now that has been fixed. The font is now working, and also the color is working. So you can decide to play around, like I said earlier, with the font size to see which one is going to work best for you. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be using 16 pixels, and every other thing is okay as it is. Now moving on to the third section, which is this button. We're going to edit the button element and make it look something like what we have in this demo landing page here. The first thing we need to do is to change the text here. On this demo landing page, we have learn more. So I'm just going to put learn more here. So moving on, we're going to move over to styles. And under styles, this is where we're going to customize everything about this button section here. Now, first thing first, we need to add a little bit of padding to this button so everything can look good. So just unlink all these values and type in 20 to the top, and we're going to add 50 to the right. We're going to add 20 to the bottom, and we're going to add 50 to the left. So we have this awesome looking button now. And one thing we're going to also do is to add a little bit of border radius, so the edges are going to be rounded. So we're going to add 5 all through. Okay, moving on, we're going to change the color and we're going to use 0055DE. Okay, now moving on to the typography at the top here, we're going to use Sora as usual. We're going to use Sora and we're going to use 15 as the font size. We're going to use 15 as the font size. Okay, now we're having something that looks similar to this, but as you can see, there's a little bit of space between this heading and also this button right here. The only thing we need to do is to come down to advanced, and at the margin section here, we are going to add a little bit of margin to the top. So at the top here, we're going to add -15. So the button is going to move a little bit closer to this element here. And as you can see on this demo page, we have a little bit of space at the top and we have a little bit of space at the bottom too. So that our text is not going to be fully attached to the menu bar, to the header of this website. So what we're going to do now is to click on this edit section button here and come down to advanced. So under advanced, we're going to add a little bit of padding to the top and bottom. So come down to advanced here and we're going to unlink all these values. So we're going to add 70 to the top and we're going to add 100 to the bottom. Sorry, we're going to add 100 to the bottom. So all these values, they work across all devices, but I'm going to show you how you can, set another type of values for your maybe tablet and your mobile devices. So these websites can be fully responsive across all devices. So we're getting to the end of this hero section here. And if you want to add a link to this button, we're going to click on this button element. I'm going to come down to contents. I'm going to add a link here. So we can just link this to, let's say youtube.com. Okay, so we're going to link this to youtube.com. And if you want this to open in a new tab, click on this link option here, this settings icon, and click on open in a new window. So it's going to open in another window and not on this same page. So moving on to the image elements, we're going to click on this image element and we're going to choose image. So I have one image, I have some images on my website here, and this is what I'm going to be choosing. So I'm going to insert media. Okay, and what we're going to do now is to come down to image size and change it to full. All right, now come down to style, to the style option, and here we're going to reduce this width to about 75. So that way it looks good to view on your desktop, so it won't be too large for people to view. And also one thing we're going to do is that we're going to add a little bit of padding to the top of this image. So there's going to be distance, there's going to be a little bit of space between the button here and this image. So we're going to click on this image here, come down to advanced, and under the padding we're going to add let's say 40. Okay, 40 looks good. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do here, as you can see on this demo landing page, we have a little bit of, this image has some rounded corners. So we're going to click on this image element and come down to style, and under style we're going to add some border radius to it. So we're going to add let's just try and add 10. Okay, let's say maybe 5 works best. All right, and one thing you can also do is to add some box shadows to it. So there's going to be so the image is going to pop up. It's going to pop up like, if you can, you might not easily notice it on this demo landing page, but then there is a shadow at the background of this image that makes the image more visible to the eyes. So you can just play around with the shadow option here, and you're going to find a perfect shadow for this. Let me just select this and increase the blur. Okay, we have something, we have a little bit of shadow behind it, and this makes it a little bit better to view. Let's just do one thing. Just play around with the shadow options to see which one works best for your website. Okay, so we are done with the hero section. We are done with the hero section for this landing page. Now we need to move on to the second section here. Now what we're going to do is to click on this plus icon and create a new section. We're going to choose this first option too. Okay, now what we're going to do here is very simple. We're going to drag in the text element, this heading element, and we're going to drag in another new element which is called the box icon. So first and first, we're going to drag in this heading element and click on this button again and search for box. Okay, icon box rather. We're going to drag in this icon box also, and this is what we're going to use to create this amazing section that we can see here. But I think first thing we need to delete this section. Just click on delete. Okay, I'm going to tell you the reason why we deleted that very soon, but let's start designing this section also. So the first thing we need to do is to add a little bit of padding to the section. So edit section, come down to advanced and select advanced there. So we're going to add padding. We're going to add 80 to the top, and to the right we're going to add let's say 80, and at the bottom we're going to add 80. Okay, I think we're just going to add 80 all through. Let me just add 80 here too. Okay, what we need to do now, click on this elements here and also come to styles. Okay, come to content, and under alignments we're going to align it to the center. Now edit these elements here. We're going to come down to styles. We're going to change the color to 1B1C1E, 1B1C1E, and we're going to edit the font size, and I think we're going to use 50. Does 50 works best for this? You can just adjust the sizes to which one is going to whichever size is going to fit your website, and we're going to change the text family here to Sora. All right, now let's go back here and copy this text. Comprehensive but clear approach to web design, and we're going to paste it under this content section here. All right. Okay, I think this is a little bit big for this section here. So what we're going to do is to come down to styles and select typography, and here we're going to reduce it. Let's reduce it to about 40. Okay, and we're going to add a little bit of line height to it. Let's add switch to EM and add about 1.5, or let's add 1.4. Okay, as you can see, the line breaks at this approach and not at web design. So we're going to break this line at the approach at this approach side here. So come down to this editing elements and move to contents. Now insert this tag to BR. We're going to break it that way. Okay, what we're going to do also, if you can check the background very well, the background color is not completely white. It's not completely white, so we're going to change this color so it's going to have something that can, it's going to differentiate it between the first section we created, which is completely white, and this second section. So move down to Elementor and edit this section. So under this place, we're going to click on style, and we're going to click on this brush tool here. Now click on this color I'm going to insert this color code FCFCFC. Don't forget to put this sign here. Okay, so this is better than having complete white at the background. So this is going to differentiate the first section from the second section. So remember I said we should delete the icon box we added earlier. That's because we need to add one element before we add the icon box element. So click on this button here and let's drag in this inner section. Okay, so we're going to put in the icon box inside this inner section that we just dragged into our website. So click on this button here and search for icon box. Okay, we're going to drag it here. And we're just going to edit one icon box and duplicate it across. We're going to duplicate it till it reaches the amount of boxes you want to appear on your website. So move back to Elementor, and we're going to style this option, these elements here. Now, first and first, let's first change the text. Let me copy this in-depth lessons. I'm going to paste it here. Now we're going to change the icon. Come down to icon, select icon library, and I think what I searched for was play. Now you can just select any of the icons here. You're going to get some extra icons if you've installed this ElementsKit plugin, and that's the plugin we're going to use in this tutorial. So we can just select anyone we want to use. So I'm going to select this button here, and okay, I think I used some other button. I think I used this button. Okay, let's just select one button. Now what we're going to do is to come down to style. Or before we come down, okay, we're going to come down to style. Okay, yeah, it is at the content section. We're going to select from this view option. We're going to select and change this to frame. Stacked. We're going to change it to stacked, and we're going to use circle as our preferred option. So let me just try and find some other type of play. I think I'm just going to use this one. I think that's what I used in this demo page also. Okay, moving on, we're going to copy this text. Okay, it is also a demo text, lorem ipsum. It is just a demo text when you're building a website. Now, moving on to the style option, we're going to change the color to 0055DE. All right, and we're going to change the size. We're going to reduce the size, and let's just see which size is suitable for this. Let's see 30. Okay, we're going to use 35. We're going to use 35, and the secondary color also should be 0055DE. Oh no, secondary color is going to be white. Over. We're going to switch to over, and the primary color should still remain as 0055DE, while the secondary color should remain as plain white, or unless you want to just add some differences between the normal color and the over color for this image element here, and for these icon elements here. So the next thing we need to do is to edit this text here. Now I'll come down to content, and here we're going to change the color. We're going to use 1B, 1C, 1E, and we're going to change the font. We're going to change the font to Sora. All right, so we have the font changed to Sora, and let's increase the size to about 20, and every other thing is good. Now moving on to the description, we're going to edit this description also. We're going to leave the color as it is, and we're going to change the family to Sora. Okay, and we're going to just edit the typography, and we're going to reduce the font size to this. All right, so one thing we need to do is to add padding to make it look exactly like this. So what we need to do is to add padding to this icon box element. So the values for the padding we're going to be adding, let's just come to advanced and let's unlink this. So we're going to add 50 to the top, we're going to add 40 to the right, we're going to add 50 to the bottom, and we're going to add 40 to the left. Okay, so we have something good looking here. Now one thing we need to also do is to come down to styles. Okay, come down to background. Come down to background. For this, we're going to select this edit colon here, and we're going to come down to style. Rather, this is where I was trying to redirect it to. So under this background, we're going to select this brush, and we're going to change the color to white. Come down to border, and we're going to add something around 5. Okay, so you can see the differences between the background and the white color we just added as an overlay. Okay, so one thing you can also do is to add border, and you can just select solid, and the color can be something really close to white. And yeah, you can just use 1 pixels as the width. Okay, you can change the color. Let's just try and increase it here, you know, just to make it show that there's something. Okay, I think it is better this way. Now what we can just do now is to duplicate this and also duplicate it one more time. So we're going to delete this option here. We're going to delete this first colon, and there we have it. But as you can see, these colors are touching each other. One thing we can also do is to come down here, edit colon, come to advanced, unlink these values. So for the first section, for the first colon, we're going to add some padding, some margin to the left. So we can add, let's say 5. Oh, we're going to add it to the right. We're going to add 5 to the right. And for this last section, come down to advanced and add let's also add 5 to the left. So as you can see, it is no longer touching each other again. Now another thing we can also do, the distance between this text, this heading element, and also this text, it is too small. So one thing we need to do is to, let's just edit this text element and come down to advanced. So under advanced, we're going to add 50 to the bottom. We're going to add 50 to the bottom, and yeah, we have this section also. Now moving on to the third section, which is the testimonial option. First and first, let's update our changes. Okay, so our changes have been updated. So let's create a new section. We're going to choose this first option too. Okay, now here we're going to add these heading elements and also this text, this testimonial option too. One thing I'm going to do is to just come here, copy this. Right, I'm going to right click on it and copy, and I'm just going to paste it here. I'm going to come back here to copy the text. What are people saying? And I'm just going to paste it here. So I don't have to just keep redoing the styling option, since everything is almost the same. So come down here and search for testimonial. And because I have so many plugins installed, I'm going to see different options, but I'm going to select testimonial for this eKit, which stands for ElementsKit. So if you install the plugin, you're going to see these widgets here. Now you're just going to drag and drop it. Okay, so this plugin offers you 6 different types of styles to use for your testimonial section. We have this first style, we have the second style, we have this one, we have this one, we have this style, and also we have this style. So I'm going to be choosing this fourth design. Okay, so we have the design selected. Now come down to testimonial. So this is where we can edit the testimonial. So we're going to edit this first testimonial, and the client's name is going to be THEWPBRO. The designation is going to be, let's say, YouTuber. And the review text, let's just copy. Okay, I think I added some sort of links to this stuff. All right, the JavaScript text, the JavaScript option did not allow us to copy the text. So we're just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. Now I think um yeah, we have everything there now. Okay. So we have this now, and also we can change the testimonial rating. Maybe you want to give it 1 star for the rating, or 2 stars, or probably 5 stars. Now moving on to the client avatar, you can just select choose image and then you can import the avatar for your client, meaning the client's image. But for this tutorial, I'm going to use this image here and I'm going to insert media. Okay, so we have this right here now. And one thing we can do to speed up this tutorial process, I'm just going to delete this first option and also delete this. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate it as many times as possible. Let me just duplicate it and one more time. Okay, now come down to settings and under the settings option, slides to show on desktop. We're going to show 3. We're going to show 3 slides on desktop, and slide to scroll is going to be 1. So it's going to be scrolling those testimonials one after the other. Now we're going to make sure autoplay is turned on, and we're going to show dots. So it's going to be easier for people to just, keep switching between these testimonials. You can just keep on selecting the dots at the bottom to just keep switching between those testimonials option, those testimonials. And also we're going to enable loop, so everything is going to start all over again. And also make sure pause on over is selected in case they want to fully read the testimonial without the auto scroll option, scrolling the testimonial away from their view. Okay, so that we're almost done at this section. There's nothing much to do here, because the developers of this plugin have, they've already designed everything for us. Our own work is just to import the widgets here, and everything will be done automatically for us. But one thing we need to do is to edit the section for these elements here, for this section here. So edit section and come down to advanced. So at this option, we're going to select advanced, and we're going to add 80 to the top. And we're also going to add let's say 100 to the bottom. And okay, sorry, we're going to add 100 to the bottom. Okay, we have so we have enough space at the top and enough space at the bottom. So moving on to the fourth section, we're going to add a new section here, and we're going to choose this first option. So come down here and search for carousels. Okay, image. So we're going to drag these elements here. Okay, so here we're going to just select some images of companies that are using your services, like I said earlier. So I'm going to click on this plus icon, and I'm going to use Google and this my logo for my web design agency. So I'm going to create gallery and also insert gallery. Okay, so we have it right here now, and let's just do one thing. Let's change the image size to 300 by 300. Slides to show on desktop. Let's see how many slides are showing on desktop. Okay, we're going to show 2, and slides to scroll is going to be 1. Okay, so everything is coming together to to look like how our demo website looks like. So one thing we're going to do now, this I don't okay, let me first check something. Let's check additional options. Okay, we're going to lazy load this so as to increase the speed, the load up speed for our website. So we're going to lazy load the widgets, the image widgets. I'm also going to add a little bit of padding to it. 1 second, please. I need to check something. Okay, so welcome back. We're going to edit this section and we're going to come down to style. We're going to change the background type and we're going to add colors to it. So we're going to use F4, F4, F4. All right. And come down to advanced. And here we're going to add 30 to the top and also 30 to the bottom. Okay. So here we have it. And finally, to the last part, we're going to add this call to action section here. So click on this plus icon and also select the first widget, the first section. Now we're going to copy this. Begin your journey as a web designer. We're going to copy it and let's drag in our heading element. I'm going to drag this here. We're going to paste the text there. Okay, now select style. I want to we need to do okay. Let's first edit section. Come down to style, select background type, and let's change the color to 0055DE. Okay, now let's select the text elements and let's change the color to white. Come down to typography, change the font to Sora and also the text size to 40. Okay, if there is a need for us to reduce it later on, we're going to do that. But I think 40 should be able to work well for this option here. Now, another thing we need to do is come down to content and align it at the center. And also, we're going to break this text here. So come down to this option here, this aspect here, and just break it. Now, go back to style, select typography, and we're going to add a little bit of line height. Select EM. I'm going to add, let's say 1.4. Okay. Now, what we need to do next is to add the subheading. Drag this text editor, and here we're going to just copy this text. Copy. We're going to paste it here. Now, what we need to do is to come down to style. Come down to style and align it to the center. Change the color to white, and also we're going to change the font to Sora. We're going to change the font to Sora. Nope. Sora. All right. And the last thing we need to do is to add a button. So I'm just going to come here and copy this button widget here and come down here to paste it. Okay, what we now need to do is to just change the color. Come down to style for the button, come to style and change this to white, and then change the text to 1B, 1C, 1E. Okay, so we can just change the content and change this to enroll now. You can change that to enroll now, and yeah, we are almost done. We're almost done with everything. Okay, come to this heading element. I think I copied some stuff. Let me just okay. Now what we're going to just do is to add padding to the top and bottom. So edit this section, come to edit section, come to advanced, and then we're going to add padding to the top and bottom. So we're going to add 60 to the top and 60 to the bottom. And there we have it. So looking at this, our newly created landing page and also our demo landing page, we can see that everything is the same. And let's just scroll down. We have this heading, we have this second section, we have this third section, we have this fourth section, and then we have this final section here. Now what we want to do is to update it. Okay, so what we're now going to do is to try and see whether this landing page is responsive across all devices. So come down here at this responsive mode and let's let's switch to desktop. Okay, now let's check how everything looks like on desktop. For the heading element, for the hero section, I just suggest we reduce this text size a little bit. Come down to style and typography. We can just put it at 45, or I think 45 should be good for the tablet. And every other thing looks okay. Okay, for this second section, we can do one thing. We can remove this padding at the left and at the right. So let's edit section, come down to advanced, select advanced, and let's add just 80 to the top and 80 to the bottom. And this text too, let's edit it, come down to style, come down to typography, and let's change the font size to 35. Okay, now moving on, the testimonial of section looks good, and every other thing looks good on the tablet version. So moving on to the mobile version of this website. So let's say that responsive, and let's change to mobile, responsive mode, and let's change the mobile. Okay, so here we are, the mobile. Okay, so here we are, the mobile version of the website, and this is also looking good. Upskill yourself and build a sustainable career, and the image is also looking good. Let's just try and increase the width here, and everything is looking good also. At this section, let's edit this heading, and the typography should be around 30, or we can even, okay, don't let us go a little bit. We can just leave it at 30, and every other thing looks good. Okay, now one thing we need to do is to edit this section. As you can see, they are touching each other here. The margin we added is just for the tablet and the mobile version. So let's add the margin for the it's just for the desktop and the tablet version. So let's add the margin for the mobile phone version. So edit colon, and then we're going to remove all these values. We're going to add 5 to the bottom, and at this last option here, we're going to remove all these values and then add 5 to the top too. Okay, so every other thing also looks good. What are people saying? Okay, we can just try to reduce the font. We can just try to reduce the font, and let's put it at 35. Okay, every other thing looks good. For the mobile version, those testimonials also only show one page, and then they keep scrolling and scrolling with the auto play option, and then the loop option that we've also enabled. And also same thing applies to this client option here. And for this last text, we can just reduce the size, and let's select typography, and let's also use 35. Okay, so just let's update the changes. And now we've come to the end of this landing page. We've been able to successfully build this landing page from how it was before, how it was looking ugly, to how it is now. And I hope at the end of this video you can also build something similar like this. And if you're watching this replay of this live stream and then you found value in this live stream, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be posting a lot of content like this, and also going live sometimes like this also, so you won't be able to miss out. So you won't miss out rather when I upload new content. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope you learned something new in this video. If there's something I missed and then you want me to talk about in my next videos, you can just drop them down in the comment section below. I'm going to respond to all your messages. And if you also need to get this template, if you don't have time to create this template from scratch, you just want to get a working template and then just start selling your digital products right away, you can just come down to my website template.thewpbro.com, and this is where I host all of my free templates for you guys to just get. And okay, template rather, template.thewpbro.com. So yeah, you can just get one of my templates for free. I've not posted this template yet. I'm going to make sure I do that as soon as possible. So you can just visit the website and then download the template for yourself to use. So let's okay, it is loading up right now. All right, so this is my digital store for selling my templates. As you can see, design your website faster. We have this hidden elements here. We have this search bar here, feature templates. So you can see all of the templates that I've created for you to use, and then you can just create an account and start downloading all these templates for free. And also you can visit my blog and also read more about WordPress and also fix most of your common problems. And if you are interested in, like I said earlier, if you're interested in learning more about WordPress, be sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I release a new video. And until next time, I'm signing out. My name is Iben, and thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.